So, Arsenal 2, interim manager Michael Carrick 3. Second time in his second interim spell, he has cooked the best young manager in world football with the best defense, the best winger in world football. They call him Star Boy. The best creativity in world football, the best midfield in world football. Wow, best goalkeeper, best defense. Fantastic. Everything's amazing. Just cooked him again. Absolutely embarrassing. Every single one of them players to a man, they should walk off of that pitch tonight and hang their head in shame. Yeah. Matey, we sat on the watch along. Make sure you sub to Southern Gooner to be in the title. I'll be real, Matt. I predicted a win. You predicted a win. Ola predicted a win. How negative. What were we thinking, bro? Because that was disgusting. Everything I've said about Zubamendi, right there. Everything I said about this captain from day dot, right there again. Yeah, Saliba today, awful. Timber, I actually thought it was all right until he went left back because that's worked before, isn't it? Then Gyökeres comes on. What did he do? Jesus is back? Really? Yeah, Jesus is back. He's openly admitted he can't score goals, mate. He's the saviour. Yeah, absolutely embarrassing, Matt. Yeah, and the fact is, yeah, that is the biggest game of the season because it's Man United. Yeah, I don't want to do the Trent Alexander-Arnold means more stuff, yeah? It's Man United, Matt. Yeah, we've seen Man City win again. Seen Newcastle lose at home to Villa. You go out there and you go, bang, stamp our authority. We didn't do that against Liverpool to go 8 points clear. Didn't do it against Forest to go 9. Lost today, now it's only 4, yeah? Cool. What are you saying, mate?
Well, Lee, all I can simply say is these are issues and errors that we've told you have been in this team for the last couple of months here. And you saw it all on display all at one time today. That was so uninspiring today. That was so uninspiring to know that you got to come out, you got to find 3 points, you got to extend the lead by any means necessary. And what did we do? We went right out there and we laid an egg. And it brought back the feelings of old. This is stuff that we're used to seeing. And today should be a wake-up call to a lot of people. I heard quadruples and all of this stuff, and we on for this. It's like I said before during the broadcast, we need to be concerned about the single. All this double and triples and quadruples and all this stuff. Let's just talk about winning the first thing we can get our hands on. And I keep telling you, the Carabao Cup is right there. And I was one of the first people this season that said, realistically, probably it's going to be one of our best, avenues to try to win a trophy. But
You've been saying that for 3 years, man.
Yeah, but Lee, even after today, my friend, even after today, you have to look at why is it that when we're in these kind of games, we're against this kind of competition, you play against Inter Milan, and I had to told people this weekend, hey, you got to caution yourself because the league phase was over, so they're just playing like it's almost a preseason. Everybody's playing football. Just play.
That's a genuine free hit.
Yeah, free hit. That's talk about free hits. In the Carrot game, that's free hits. So it's not really a lot at stake. But then when you come back into the league, you're only up by 4. Now you're down to 4 points. And so every game is pressure. So let's say we go to Leeds next week, we draw or lose. Hope that ain't the case. And then City picks up points. Aston Villa picks up points. Now it's 1. So guess what?
What's it go?
People are going to be clamoring for those missed points against Liverpool. Those 2 games against Liverpool was two opportunities to get 6 points that we didn't take advantage of, that you could definitely use right about now. But now the odds are we're probably not going to end up getting 7-point lead in them more this season. I mean 7, 10, 12, 14. I mean it's going to be like this for the rest of the year. And what's going to have to happen? What's going to have to happen, Lee, is somebody in that locker room is going to have to stand up and be accounted for. Because when we go look at the old days, we go back to Invincibles. Patty can go look at TT. TT can look at Bergkamp. Bergkamp can go look at Ashley,
Ljungberg,
Bird, Perez, Campbell. Lehman, Seaman, all these guys. You can go back and look at just go through the annals of Arsenal history and look at the teams. Look at the 89 team.
Yeah.
Those were men that they could look at each other and they could count on each other. A manager that knew what to do. Would you trust Arteta in '89?
Nope.
I wouldn't trust it to go to Anfield.
I wouldn't trust him around my missus, let alone in '89, mate.
I wouldn't trust him to go to the car. I wouldn't trust him to go to the car. To get keys.
Yeah.
Because he locked
46 different journeys.
He locked himself in the car.
He locked the keys in the boot.
This manager, when the chips are on the table, we've had times to go ahead by mega points. We've had times to extend the lead like today. And it gets united. Everybody knows how much this game means to us.
Yep.
This is the number one game that most of us circle on the calendar every year. I mean, you want to win. But I told you, I cautioned you the other night when we talked, I said, remember, we didn't beat 10 Man United now. We were at home there. And then we played a little bit better United. And what we saw was what we saw in the first game, except we didn't have Calafiore to get a set.
And they had Garnacho.
And they had Garnacho. Now they've got a better team.
Yeah.
A much better team. And then what have I said all year? Teams that play with the ball on the floor pose a massive problem. Well, I'm here to tell you, just a word of caution, the teams that we're going to be playing against in the knockout stages of the Champions League pretty much play with the ball on the floor. Chelsea.
Barcelona, Chelsea,
yep.
Liverpool,
yep.
Real Madrid, yeah, PSG, Bayern Munich.
All on the floor. And so for me, these are situations where you've got to find a way to get what you can get the 3 points, move forward. But the manager says he can't get anything else out of these players. That was so uninspiring today, fellas.
Man, that's the first time we've lost at home to them in the league since Jesse Lingard did the Millie Rock 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you know how sad that is?
I remember it. But you know what, Lee? This is why I told you during the broadcast. I said, Michael Carrick is Manchester United, the DNA. He knows about the fire. He knows what it takes to get over the line. He knows what it takes. He knows.
Played there for what, 12 years?
12 years. Trophies galore.
Yeah.
He's played in some of the biggest matches of his life. Barcelona. He's been in
Champions Leagues.
Champions Leagues.
Leagues.
Cups.
Yeah.
Trophies. He knows.
Pivotal in them trophies.
And regardless of where they are
Adrian Paul Scholes.
Lee, regardless of where they are in the table.
They were talking about 08 team, yeah? 08 team.
The standard that Manchester United holds, he knows it. And he's going to make sure that those players play for that badge.
That's why Ollie did all right there. Because Ollie did the same.
He was exactly the same, cut from the same club.
And they played good football. Yeah. Yes, he didn't win the cup final against Villarreal, but he got them there and they were playing good football. Carrick's coming and beating the two top teams in England.
When I look at this manager, and I told you when he was in the team with Mertesacker in my eyes was the team captain. I looked at him as the captain.
What game was it? Was it Newcastle or somewhere where he grabbed hold of Arteta and said, "You go and it was Ozil. It was Ozil who did that. So my bad."
Yeah, after the game.
But Mertesacker was like, "Yo, you go and say thank you to them fans." Mertesacker was the captain.
What's the captain?
Even when Arteta was here, Arteta's holding the trophy. Yeah, and cool. He won trophies at our club. Cool. Good luck to him. Well done. But let's not forget, this guy was part of some of the biggest shit shows in our history, mate.
And it was collapses. League collapses. 6 points here, 6 points there, 6 there, 5 here, 4 here, 3, teams coming back. And then you look now and you're seeing those same problems you're seeing. Let's talk about some of these players. Let's talk about Jesus, because everybody kept saying Jesus. Jesus pops up every once in a while. Are you willing to put him scoring 2 goals on every game for the next 7 games? No, you know that. I know that. Nope. No.
He can't go on the streak like that.
No, he can't.
Never has.
Let's shift over. Let's talk about Zubamendi. You can't say we didn't warn you. You can't. Anybody who watches this channel cannot say we did not warn you. I have showed you graphs. I have showed you pictures. I have showed you frames. I've showed you all kinds of stuff throughout this year to show you that he has a problem in defense.
Facts.
And when you end up playing a team that capitalizes on our mistakes on defense, you find out what the problem is.
In the Milan game, he bottled that tackle and they scored.
Yeah, you saw it again today. That's 2 games running back to back. 2 back to back.
He's done it all season.
Oh yeah, Lee. And then
going forward, he's all right.
Fine, perfectly. Wenger would love him. Wenger would eat him up.
Going forward, he wouldn't play him as CDM.
He'd be
playing him number 10.
Yeah, he played him out on the wing somewhere. He'd be up there. But this manager has got him in a position where you have to be defensively astute, and he's not.
Nope.
So then you go away from him, and then you say, well, let's go look at Odegaard, the captain of Arsenal Football Club, who was subbed off on the 57th minute in a game against Manchester United. Manchester United.
Let's not forget he got subbed off against Liverpool.
This ain't U21s. This ain't U21s. This is English Premier League, Manchester United at home. You need 3 points to put up something on the extended lead, and you take off the captain. I have watched Arsenal for almost over 30 years, and I've never seen Tony Adams hooked. I've never seen Sol Campbell hooked, or that I can remember. I've never seen
Vieira. His players. Henry.
Sanchez.
Sanchez, yeah. Ozil.
None of these guys.
Not as many times as him. He's the worst captain we've ever had, mate.
Hell, even Mikel Arteta. I ain't never seen him hooked off and on the 57-minute like
that. He got hooked off against Liverpool at home. We needed a goal.
At home. Him
and Saka both got hooked off at home against Liverpool.
At home. And then leader manager, he decides he wants to take off 4 players. Brother, you should have just started with that 4. Because you just admitted that the team that you started with wasn't good enough. And these are the problems, Lee. These are the things that I've constantly told people over and over and over and over and over, Lee. And it's these same issues are still there. So when I tell people that we have a problem with mentality at this football club, I am thrilled that over the moon that Patty Vieira comes out and says that we have a problem with mentality.
Yeah, and creativity. And we're passing too slow and passing backwards and sideways.
And we pass backwards, yeah.
What does he know about ball? What does this yak know? Well, what does Patty Vieira know, mate?
Tony Adams know, because Tony Adams told y'all right out the gate about this whole.
What's Petit know?
Yeah.
It's not like he ain't won a World Cup.
Yeah, so Lee, the only thing we can do now is put in a better performance against Leeds next week. And now you're back to hoping that City and Villa both drop points because that's what it's going to take for us to be able to extend this lead now.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, both of those teams are getting better. They brought in talent. That talent is going to come in, and there's going to come a situation here. And I told folks this. People thought I was crazy. I said we hadn't been on a bad run of form yet. Well, we're in it now. We're on a bad run of form. 2 draws.
It's been coming.
And it's been coming. Now it's going to be interesting to find out how we're going to get ourselves out of this mess. Because we put ourselves, we have ourselves to blame for the mess that we've put ourselves in after today's performance. And Lee, these are the problems why when people ask about Arteta, is he a niddly man? This game summed it up again. Is that this manager has an issue getting over the line and galvanizing the team to get them towards success. And this is why I warned everybody, don't be so sure we're going to win the Carabao Cup this year. Yeah, we're there. We're in the semifinal, but don't be so sure because we still got to get to the final and win it.
No, facts. On that bombshell, man. Always love, Matty. We'll be there tomorrow for the podcast. What you got coming up on your channel? Southern Luna in the title.
Brother, I am keeping it low for right now. Got some back to work. Work is a little hectic, but we will be there tomorrow for the podcast. And I am sure we're going to have a heated discussion tomorrow about this performance because this was absolute dire today. It was embarrassing. This is probably one of the most embarrassing
since last week. It's the most embarrassing since Forest
against Manchester United of all teams, man. You take into account for yourself. I told you 10 men at home last year. You would have thought they wanted to try to do something.
Nope.
Nah. Nope. LMO is going to be hell on wheels next week.
Yep. Listen, make sure you sub to Matty's channel. Sub to me, 120 subs from 137k. I'm going live right now. Check out Jez's fan cam, Kenny's fan cam. Kenny's fuming, Jez is fuming. We're all fuming. Check mine out as well. I'm going live. And yeah, man, another disappointment. It is what it is. We're out. Laters.